Hey fam!
Let's be
3D.
Hey fam! Welcome back to Let's Be 3D. And we're finishing up, well, not exactly. We're doing part 1 of part 2. We originally had it in 2 parts, but it's a 4-part series.
Yes.
Now a 4-part of our time overseas mission trip to Serbia and to Romania. Just a big part in shaping us for ministry, and just some of my favorite memories are in those years and working overseas. And so we're on to 2016. We ended out 2015 with I'm going to say this and then we'll do roll call.
I was about to say before we jump right in here.
I was just going with it. We don't plan this. Don't
Very
script
well.
it.
Really?
Well,
There's
we
a
do. We
script right in
kind
front
of
of us.
plan it. It's not a script though.
Right.
So I just kind of try to roll with it, and I forgot roll call. Anyway, we ended out 2015 with meeting a Romanian pastor.
That's right.
And so that's going to launch us into our talk about 2016, because 2016 was our first year both in Serbia and in Romania.
That's
But
right.
first, roll call. I'm Abby here.
I'm Jacob, holding down the right end.
And
Hi.
And on the left end.
Sorry, I was busy.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Yeah,
Calm
She was
herself.
she was meditating.
I was not.
What?
Naomi here from last time.
From what?
And the time
Last
before
time
that.
was my first time. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, the
we
time
split
before
up.
that.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
Sorry, 4-part
No,
series.
hey, it's okay.
Welcome
it's your
back.
Thank
it's
you.
your first series being on the
Yes.
podcast. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
That's
Good,
awesome. Good
'cause I've
stuff.
enjoyed having
Well,
you
you
Aw.
hear
Aw.
Joshua Sowell here. Glad
Left
to
end
be
on your
here.
left.
And we are definitely excited about sharing just fond memories of our mission trips
Yesteryear.
overseas.
Yes.
I mean, it truly, as Abigail shared, was, it really helped us grow,
Yeah.
especially on the ministry side.
Exactly.
And, for some of us that are now taking on teaching and whatnot, it was a really,
It was really
yeah.
it was an
2016 was
educational
the
for that.
year. 2016 was the year that everything kind of exploded.
Oh,
Exactly.
Well,
yes.
we were all approaching adulthood-ish. Naomi and I were 16 that
Very
year.
mature
and
16-year-olds, I would say.
We tried.
Wow.
son.
You totally let
judging
another
us.
man's lips praise
Oh,
you. Wow.
I'm kidding.
Anyway, Jacob, you were over 18.
I was 19.
You were 19.
That's over
Joshua
18.
was 18. So, us for approaching adulthood, I actually have a lot more memories 2016 to 2018
Right.
Well,
than
those
I
years
had in
were-
the 2013 to 2015 range.
Those years were really, like Jacob said, exploded, and
Yeah.
it really went deep.
Yeah.
In those later
It
years.
really
Yeah.
did.
Plus, just a lot of new things. But I do want to mention, because we've been talking about funny stuff, this was the first year that we took the electric upright.
Oh,
because-
That is
Right,
right.
the stag base.
Yes.
That was fun.
because if y'all listened to part 2 of part 1, which if you haven't, you may want to go do that, because none of this will make sense if you haven't.
Right.
But
Listen
we
in
had
order.
yes,
In order.
we had the uke base for the
That's
first
right.
Yes.
2014 and 2015. 2015, we jumped from 2 weeks to 5 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
And my
Yes.
poor fingers, when we got back,
Poor dears.
I had blisters in 2014, which I'm fine with, but 2015 I got blood blisters,
Yeah.
and that's
a whole
not a
new
good
level
thing.
of blisters.
No.
So
You
we-
completely lost all your calluses
Yes.
from playing upright bass.
exactly.
Anyway, so
So,
we're like,
we were like, all right, we need
This
to
is no
change
good,
that.
my friends.
no,
So
my friends.
we started taking an electric upright that could, the first 2016, just 2016.
Yeah.
I think we had the stag base, which is long and thin and could easily be stored on a plane.
We
and
did
then
that
we
in
did the one that
2016
took
and
apart.
2017.
Yeah.
2018 was the one
The Eminence.
that we got the Eminence. We
Right.
bought that from a bass playing friend of ours.
Jasper
And
Lawrence.
Jasper Lawrence.
Yes,
with,
but we'll get there
Poe Ramblin' Boys. Anyway,
in
that one could
2018.
be taken apart and that
Yes.
kind of thing.
So we had to try and be plane friendly,
Yeah.
but we never had a bad
Well,
experience.
I
I will
remember
say.
the stag base. I don't remember if they ever took it away from us, but we always got the big plane going over.
Yeah.
We always got the 4-and-4, so there would be a row of 3 on the ends with the windows, and then
Right.
there'd be a row of 4 in the middle. We always got the 4 and 4, and one of those rows, whoever it was, had the stag base laid in the floor under their feet.
Yes, they let us do
along
that.
the seats. They let us do that.
We flew Lufthansa,
because
the
we
German,
were
and they were great. So.
very
were.
adamant. We really didn't talk about this last time, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
were
yes.
very
Oops.
adamant about taking our planes, taking our instruments on the
Yes.
plane. The only thing we were okay is on the short flight,
On the
but we
short
were
flights,
determined to get
yeah.
them on the long flight.
More
And they
often than not, they
usually-
took them on the short flight, but the long
Yeah.
flight, we were
Yeah,
pretty
but
insistent.
usually they
my
took them
mandolin
at the
could
gate.
fit, but
Yes,
Usually, and we
true.
saw them put them in the plane.
Yep,
So we
yep.
never lost anything.
No.
hallelujah.
They were great and very
We
kind
never
on the
lost
big
anything,
flight.
period.
Yeah.
Any trunks,
Nothing.
suitcases, nothing.
Because
Never
we
lost
were
anything.
seriously by now we were probably traveling with like 9 trunks, maybe
Yeah.
more.
Probably.
I think we
12,
might have been
actually.
by a dozen by 2016.
Yeah.
Wow, because
We were going to be gone.
This was our longest trip.
Wasn't
Yes.
just
Yes.
that, though, it was all the
9
ukuleles
weeks.
we were bringing. We brought 13 ukuleles to a trunk,
Yeah.
and this was the year we brought over 100.
Right.
Yes.
We brought enough for all 6 camps because we did 2 in Merchevsky like we'd done before. We split up the Mordovica camps
Into 2.
into
Yes.
2. Were they kids and teens too?
I think so.
That one kind of
Yes,
that
it
one
was-
kind of muddled.
Well,
It
no,
was
it
muddled,
was
but-
kids
Okay.
and teens.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we had the 2
In
camps in Romania.
Romania.
Exactly.
So we brought a lot of you. So
Oh,
anyway,
it's crazy.
if you can imagine, 13 ukuleles to a trunk. So we had about 6 trunks that were just ukuleles.
Yes.
Right.
That was
Something
it.
like that.
And then
Yeah.
we had a trunk full of European
Specialties.
That we
equipment,
needed.
like Europe, like hot
Adapters.
plates and adapters and
Yeah.
stuff that would fit into the European plugs,
a hairdryer for
hair
me.
dryers and
tea kettle.
I
coffee
actually
pot, tea
bought
kettle.
one.
No,
overseas
because we
Tea
did
kettle.
here.
instant coffee a lot.
right.
I don't remember if that was 2016 or 2017 or maybe even 2015, but
What's
I
that?
do, and I think I still might have it, a European hairdryer.
Yep.
Of course, I don't use it over here, duh.
Because she kept frying her
But
other ones.
I
think
kept
it was-
frying. Well,
yeah.
both Mom and I kept frying our. I mean, I didn't in the first 2 years. I didn't use hair equipment, but around 2015, I started using a hairdryer on my hair. Hair flip. Anyway, but
And you'd fry them.
yes. So
They'd work maybe
Mama
once.
Mama ruined an old hairdryer that she had had for
I
years,
get started smoking.
and so
Yes.
we were like,
Smoke
this is
started
bad.
coming out of the motor, and we were like,
this is not good.
this
Anyway.
is good.
So
Anyway.
Lufthansa, if you're listening, y'all are the best.
They
They
were
were
very
a tad,
kind.
they were a tad legalistic. I mean,
Sometimes.
but that was a
They're
good thing because they
German.
were
We had
so
some nice
thorough
ones.
and diligent. And
We always
Yeah,
had a
nice
great
all around.
experience.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so what was our first MO?
So
when we
the
got there?
first thing we
Joshua,
did in
since-
that 2016 mission trip, well, first of all, that was the first year that Darko picked us up because
That's
the
right.
first 2 years it was Carl and Julie,
Oh.
Yes.
and then 2015 it was Mike
Right.
Because
because
of
of
Mordovica.
Mordovica and
Mordovica.
everything. But this year was our first time being picked up by Darko, and we went right into doing TV interviews. That was our first year doing like
Yes.
actual
I think we had,
station
like,
interviews.
We had three.
in station.
We had
TV
one
stuff.
like major
Where we rode to
television
the 22nd
station.
floor in
Yeah,
Belgrade.
that was like one of the
cool.
major ones. And then the other 2 were
Regional, maybe?
like internet portal things. I
Yeah,
think
they
is
were
what they
much
called them. I
more
don't remember.
internet TV.
That was.
kind of stuff,
I remember
yeah.
at one of the TV stations, a guy. I mean, okay. So
Yes,
I
I
love.
remember this.
I love playing bluegrass music, but I'm not as familiar. I'm more familiar now. But especially back then, I wasn't familiar with a lot of the standard bluegrass songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I wasn't a jammer. Jacob and Josh, of course, knew him because they jammed a lot.
Of course.
I've never been really a jammer, but he like pulled up the video and everything, and he was like, "This is my favorite bluegrass song," and it was Uncle Pin.
Ricky Skaggs
Oh,
playing Uncle
yes.
Pin.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so, of course, we didn't learn it till like a couple years later, but like that's that seed
Yeah.
was planted.
I know.
Right, exactly.
Because that's a popular song, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, the first thing we did, we played and this is probably, we've played at so many great churches, places in Serbia
Oh, yeah.
and Romania as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this by far is still my favorite
We always
of all
have a
time.
blast.
Centaur
Oh, yeah.
Church
Oh, yes.
Yes.
in Belgrade, Serbia. I mean, it was
This-
so much fun. Danko,
Yes.
the pastor there,
Mhm.
he's just
He had the American lingo down.
right.
Oh, yeah,
yes, we
man.
actually learned a slang word from him.
Like
He's
chill.
like, you want
No,
to
chillax.
Chillax.
He's like, you want to
Thank you.
chillax,
and
you
we're
know?
like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you don't know how to say chillax or like what it means. We're like, no.
That,
Anyway,
I
that
remember
was really
That
funny.
That was
right.
awesome.
And that was also, if I remember right, see, the first few years, most of the time, I mean, there was a couple of campers sometimes showed up at
Yeah.
some of our concerts, but that year
There were
was
several.
like, there were several. I mean, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
at Centaur Church, there was like,
They
I
would
don't know,
drive
like
to
four or
see us
five.
and bring their
about
friends and
Centaur
fam.
Church was they actually filmed our whole concert.
Yes.
Yes.
And
yes.
In fact, that
special
one's
thing.
on
Yeah.
YouTube,
yeah,
isn't it?
It
It
is.
is on YouTube.
Two
So,
parts.
Right.
It's somewhere. Is it in the Throwback Thursday?
I think
Yes,
so.
it
Yes.
is.
On our
And
YouTube channel.
watch the second
Go
part
watch it.
because at the end,
Actually,
during
watch both.
was it
Watch
watch
both.
both, but was it
Please.
during Devil Went Down to
If you
Georgia or
want.
Orange Blossom Special?
The
What?
both,
That-
actually.
or
both songs.
that he pulled out the fog machine.
Oh,
The-
yeah.
That was
yes,
awesome.
the smoke machine.
Oh yeah.
He-
And
and-
funny thing, Jacob sang a bunch of lead back then. So if you want to go
I
hear
did.
Jacob sing,
Yes.
In fact, I was going to say, I sang Take Me Home Country Roads twice.
really,
I don't
In
know if you
that
remember
concert?
that.
Right, yes.
I sang
remember
it in
that.
it was a major part of our set back then.
Yeah.
And so I sang it.
especially
and
overseas.
He enjoyed it. I mean, they really enjoyed
Right.
the song
Yeah.
over there.
Well-
they actually have some gospel lyrics to that song in Serbian, of course.
oh,
That's really cool. Anyway, so I sang it. We did
Abby.
Orange Blossom Special, the whole bit. Abby's
just
playing
made
Orange
your face.
Blossom Special, by
Right.
the way.
Yes.
By the way, if you want to hear
were
me,
still, she was still playing
See
it.
a little
Play
Joe
Orange
Mark
Blossom
chopping on the
Special.
mandolin.
Yeah.
oh, like mini John Mark.
Yeah, he's like half my height.
Yes.
Anyway, so we finish all of that. He gets up, and the crowd's going wild, and he's like, "Can y'all play Take Me Home Country
Yes.
Roads one more time?" And we're like, "Sure, we can do that." And,
Of
and they all
course.
started singing along. It was
Yes.
really
Aw,
So again, that was just so much fun and a great way to start,
yeah.
Yes.
our mission trip for 2016.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
we do that our whole tour before camps or like half and half?
No, we
way?
did.
No, we did.
We did some
split it.
before the camps in Merch FC, and then we did some after because we'll get there eventually. But the concert tour after the two Merch FC camps, we went to Montenegro.
Right.
Which
Our
we
first and
will
only
get
time.
there
Okay, so
eventually.
real quick, one more music thing, one more band thing. This was our first year playing The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
That is
Yes.
right.
And we had, of course, just competed in the Youth and Bluegrass 2016.
Right.
Of course,
Yes.
we did not place at all, but we had a lot of fun, learned a lot of things. Anyway, we were like, okay, we want to do The Devil Went Down to Georgia for next year's KSMU
Right.
Yes.
Bluegrass. Just like you always want to pop like a song that's like gonna wow.
That nobody sees
Yes, no one sees
Yes.
coming. So we picked The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and we decided to learn it early. Obviously, the longer you know a song, the better it's going to be
coming.
on stage.
Exactly.
Right.
Especially for a contest. So we learned that right before we went overseas.
Right.
And we were like, this will be a great eye catcher, ear catcher overseas. And it
Right.
really was. People would hear that song when we were playing in like city centers
Yeah,
and
and
stuff like
stop.
that and stop and listen. And then you get to like share the gospel with
It was
them.
Exactly.
definitely
Through that.
a crowd gatherer
Yes.
for
That's
sure.
that's really what started our journey of not
Covers.
playing. Okay, I don't want this to sound weird, but that started our growth into other genres of music
Yeah.
and
Right.
not always playing gospel.
Yeah.
Because again, our mission trips grew us so much spiritually on how to evangelize,
Yeah.
yeah.
but so like be in the world but not of the world kind of thing.
Right.
So
Right.
we chose those songs with a purpose, but we are still really picky about what covers we do.
Oh, for sure.
but
Oh,
that
yeah.
really that
No
was the
curse
first
words
one.
ever.
Yes.
Ever.
That was the first one where we learned it and we were like, this is really cool. And then we
Yeah.
saw the effect and we're like, oh, we could do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
started it was a seed
Right.
it was a seed planted that really prepared us for later
Right.
years,
Right.
especially this past year.
One of my favorite first concert tour memories, and really one of my favorite memories of going over there in general, is the other place we played in Sheed.
Yes.
Right before we went to
Right.
the camps. We played in the church, in the Baptist church. Excuse me, I had to swallow my
Yeah.
But
Well, I
you
was going
mentioned
to say
this on a
you
podcast
I think I might have
before.
mentioned this
Yeah.
before. I'll mention it again if y'all haven't
Why
listened to
not?
that one. But Take Me Home Country Roads again.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons why I love this song so much.
Right.
But
We should bring it back. Just kidding.
we should bring it back. Anyway, so we're playing it, and the whole entire church starts singing with us.
Yes.
And you
In
got to
English.
understand this old. Well, actually, some in Serbian. They were singing those gospel lyrics
Oh,
I was telling you
right.
about.
Yeah.
In fact, there may or may not be a video on Facebook somewhere hidden.
I was just thinking that. I need to find it and repost it for y'all.
Because Dad was the one who took the video.
Yes.
Well, he was videotaping the whole concert.
And he came around. He came around
making
and
note of
caught
it right
Darko's
now.
brother. Is it Darko's brother?
I thought his dad came to that church.
Oh,
Yes,
you mean
but-
Darko Srnka?
But there was someone else related to Darko Adamek.
It wasn't Srnka. He wasn't there.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, he wasn't there, but his dad was. Because that's where Darko Srnka was from.
Oh.
Right.
That's for those who
one
are
of the CF.
don't know who he is. They called
Major
him
workers.
Little Darko because he was
Haha.
shorter and whatnot.
We didn't work
but
with
he
him
was,
until later, though.
Yeah, which we'll get there.
But
in a
anyway,
little bit.
I'm pretty sure it's Darko Adamek's brother.
He doesn't have a brother. He has 2 sisters.
Oh, well
Okay,
It may have
so-
been his
Anyway.
sister.
Somebody
We
related
need
to
to
them.
move on.
Anyway, because he whips around, gets him, because he's singing very well. Anyway, so the whole congregation singing along with us is just really cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
also, one quick thing about Sheed. You bringing up Sheed. That was before the camps, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it always gets like muddled in my head. I'm like, I remember
It's all
doing that. I
coming
just
together
don't
now.
remember when. Anyway, but we had to travel a good ways after Sheed.
Yes, because
Novi
Sheed is
Sad?
because Sheed
to
is
Novi?
No, we went back to Belgrade
yeah,
because we spent the night at the
the hostel.
hostel.
Which we have some
and
stories.
we have some stories about that. We'll get there.
It's
But
in
after
2015,
that,
right?
because after that we were doing the TV station. That was
Right.
the one with the 22 floors up and all
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Anyway, and then we drove back to Niš and rested.
Where did we drive after Sheed? You
Bel-
just gave me a
Bel-
whole
We
Belgrade.
went to Belgrade.
It was
We
like
went
a
back to
2-hour
Belgrade.
drive,
Okay,
though.
so we went back to Belgrade.
Yeah, because Sheed is all the way on the eastern side of the
Croatia.
western side of the country.
Which
Yes.
It's
Abby
like 10
right now
miles
is
from
like-
the Croatian border.
It's just, I'm
Hey.
sorry, if you ever we're being 3D here. Our family likes to give long explanations of things. And you're
Hey.
just, as this person who asks a lot of the questions, you're just saying there, you answered my question 5 minutes ago.
and then you
but-
stop listening.
Yes.
Thanks,
You
Abby.
zone out. You're like,
I
what
don't
were you
zone out
saying?
really.
Right.
Not always. I'm just like, I think I got it. Wow. Anyway, but love my family.
We
so,
love you too.
Anyway,
Anyway, on the way back to wherever we were staying, it was a long ride and it was late at night. Mom was sitting up front with the driver, and our driver knew English. And I just remember that special memory the whole way. He
and
shared.
Sheed?
thought
I
it
have a
was in
feeling,
Sheed.
Abby, that
think
that was
you were in
2015.
Rome-
No,
yeah.
no. I know what she's talking about. That was 2015 from Padina to Pericin.
Okay,
Or
never
Belgrade
mind.
to Padina.
Oh yeah.
What was
yes.
his name?
Oh
though?
shoot.
Because we
Micha
saw him
or-
later. We saw
Micha or
him
something
one
like
of
that.
the
Yes,
Was it
that's it.
2015?
Micha.
Yes,
Micha.
Micha.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
2015.
Rewind to 2015 real quick.
Yes.
Because I just want to share this. It's not a lot, but the beauty of just building relationships with people
Right.
and how they just felt compelled to, just share their testimonies. And
Right. No,
I thought you were telling me to something.
No.
Anyway, like
Trying to communicate
sign language,
silently.
like poking me or
Like-
something.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, so this
I
was
was just moving my
2015.
hands
I'm
off.
sorry. I get my years confused.
It's okay.
Anyway,
I do too.
2015.
Yes.
On the way back from Padina, to wherever we were going. It was a long drive and it was late and we were tired. Yes, I remember now because it had been a long
I think
day.
it was
Right,
after
because it
Padina.
was that. Well,
After
we
Novi
had gotten
Sad
back.
and after
the
That
day
was after the
Hungary
whole border thing. If
and
you listen
everything.
to part 2 of part 1, that was the
Yes.
whole border
I
thing.
remember listening because I was in the same car. She was up front
Yes.
and I was in the back, of course. But I was exhausted, so I just heard them talking. But I was like, I'm tired. I'm
She
too
was
tired
trying to sleep.
Yes. Anyway, but he shared his whole testimony with
Yeah.
her, and I don't remember all the details, but I just remember, Mama sacrificed that night. Like she was
Exhausted.
wanting to sleep, but as soon as he started sharing, she was just like, I want to listen and just be there. And
Yes.
I
I think we met
it's
up.
such a beautiful.
I think we saw him again in 2017. That may
Yeah,
have
we
reminded
saw him
you.
again sometime.
Anyway,
remember.
I just
So
it was a
sweet.
beautiful experience. Just a reminder, that the universal language, back to the
Right.
universal
Yes.
language, and just us being. I read it in a devotion today. Vulnerability builds intimacy,
Right.
and
Right.
just how we were just there and willing to serve and willing to mess up.
Right.
It's a new. It's a culture you're not used to, and we did some weird things that other people might have saw as weird, like you don't hold hands in public to pray because
Yeah, don't
people
do
think
that.
they're not used to seeing that.
Right.
See, it's beautiful here in America. And,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
someone
If you see
holding
a
hands at a
family-
table, you're like, "Aw." See, they don't think that. They think
They
Yeah,
would
no.
think, what is
You're
going
weird.
on?
What's
What
going
are
on?
Is this
you?
a ritual or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ritual, cult mindset, superstition. Anyway, so just being vulnerable builds. They are willing to be vulnerable with you. Anyway,
Right.
I just
Right.
wanted to share that.
So,
that was 2015.
fast
Just
forward back to
2016.
2016.
Sorry.
So back to the sheet. So the story there is, after the concert, they served those it was like bread, and was it tomato maybe, or some kind of pepper thing, and
Well,
some
wait,
kind of
was
lunch
it
meat or
that-
whatever.
Oh.
I don't know, but let's just say it came up later at 2:00 in the morning.
Josh.
Thanks,
No,
Josh.
I'm serious.
We're gonna
I mean
share
that.
everything with y'all.
Seriously,
Everything.
I've only been
Let's
sick
be
twice
3D.
overseas, and
You
that
have to
was
share all
the
the sick
second.
stories,
Yeah,
don't
come
you?
on. It was,
Who
dude.
got sick the most? Joshua.
Let's
apparently.
just say staying at that hostel
Actually not. I think it
and
was
with
the only-
blaring pop music in the bathroom
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all
while
the-
you're
the-
doing your
That was our
business.
first experience
fun.
And just
A
like,
long experience because we
Yeah.
watched Finding Dory that year in the hostel. Remember that?
Right,
Illegally.
Yes.
with-
Everybody.
Yeah, with
it was coming out in theaters in
Dragan
America.
and Daniela, yes?
Yes.
But-
If you have
No,
ever
still
stayed
got
in
it.
a hospital, hostel,
Glad I haven't.
it is an interesting experience.
It's a cool experience.
It
though.
is. I loved it because our mission trips really instilled in me the love of travel and new experiences and new cultures and new countries
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just really cool. The music wasn't that great,
Right.
but we
It
will
was
hear
all the-
songs and we're like, why do we know that song?
Oh,
Oh, we
we
heard
heard
it
that
in the hostel.
Right.
Anyway.
like Justin Bieber's "Love Yourself." We
Yes.
heard
That
would
that
be one
song
example.
at
Over and over
least 10 times
the
a day.
sad one was once I was
7 years
old.
7 years
My
by
mama
Lucas Graham.
told
Yeah.
me.
Anyway, so but the whole point me sharing was this: we did the TV interview thing early in the morning.
Yeah.
and
Have
man,
early
I
mornings
was
and
not-
late
late
nights.
nights.
That was.
That you
awful.
survived. I remember that was
I
a
don't know
camp.
how we did it.
That was camp normal. Is you
Yeah.
would go to bed probably
I always
11ish,
did it. Yeah.
and you would be up at 5, 6
Well, I was
o'clock.
like that even since 2013. I was
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I'd go to bed whenever, and it didn't matter. I was up with the birds at 5 o'clock.
Well,
Yep.
The funny thing is, though, the sun was up, and I do mean like 8 o'clock up.
Yes.
Well, we would, especially in the later years, we were a lot more a part of the running of the camp.
Right.
Yep.
And so we would be required to be at like teacher meetings and stuff like that, which happened before everyone woke up at 8. And so you would be like, but you just survived on the energy of
Oh, yeah.
being there with the kids and
Yes.
serving. And
And
We
then
would
Saturday,
survive.
you were like,
Well, even Saturday, because I just remember you would feel tired, but it wouldn't hit you until we got home.
Yeah.
Like
and we
home,
would
home.
survive. Yeah. Like Texas. we would just survive on 4 hours of sleep, usually 4 weeks on end. I don't know
think
how
I'm
we
still
did it.
suffering from the sleep deficit.
I agree.
Anyway,
Oh.
kids camp.
Yes,
2016
Was that
in Merch
after
FC.
she-
That was
Yes.
Well, not
So
exactly.
we rested in
We did
Niche,
the TV thing
and
first.
then
Okay,
we went to camp and we did. We started with the kids camp.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
when
we had Donnie back.
yes, we had
Yes.
Donnie back, and we also we had Yaakov.
Yes, first year with Yaakov.
We also had Issy. Yeah, we
Oh,
also
yes.
that was also the first camp that we had teen volunteers.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I interrupt you real
Yes.
quick? Okay. So for those of you who don't know, Issy is Dory's. We've mentioned her in the previous two podcasts.
Dory gets it.
That's her older sister. They're both Jovica's daughters who we
Yes.
served
Met in
with.
2013.
Yeah,
Yes.
that whole family. If you hear those names, that's who they are. And Yaakov worked with Donnie. So
Yes.
he's in Niche though, right?
I,
Now.
I believe he is.
moved a
He's
lot
kind of
between
he's kind
Belgrade
of
and Niche.
in Niche and Belgrade.
Yes.
kind of because his family's in Belgrade, but he does a lot of stuff.
And
in
he
Niche.
was in
Anyway.
seminary at the
Yeah,
time.
well, he is in the sense of he still is in the sense of he translated a lot
Yeah.
of the materials that they use in the seminary and stuff. But anyway,
Yeah.
But that was the beginning of our relationship of and our friendship. Me and Yaakov, we
Yes.
I mean, every single year, every single camp after that, it was me and him leading the
That's
intermediate
awesome.
group.
Yes.
It was seriously, I would have nobody.
Anyway.
well, actually, except one camp. One camp, it was Teodora Mamoika, and that was really fun.
That was a kids
But
camp though.
yes,
he
that
was usually at a
Yeah.
teens camp.
right.
After that, yeah.
Fun times.
Didn't we?
I think this might
wasn't
have been
this
his
our
only
first
kids
time working with Lazar and Isabella as well, or was that
Uh,
2017?
this might. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you might
because
be
of
right.
Montenegro.
Yes.
From the
Because they were
Montenegro.
from
So-
Montenegro.
Lazar and
Okay.
Isabella.
They were
Isabella
husband
is-
and wife,
something like
another
Tabitha's
husband wife
sister.
couple.
No.
No,
Um,
she has a twin sister, Monica, that we met
Later.
in
And
later
they
in 2017.
seriously
I got
look
confused.
I don't know.
alike.
This is
They
when
do.
it gets confusing sometimes. you know?
Anyway, a lot of new people, but a lot of good
It was so
volunteers and
fun.
stuff.
Kids that year kids camp was the first time that we broke up into the beginning,
Yes.
intermediate, and
because of
advanced.
2015,
Right.
we bring up the book. So
Yes.
in 2015, if you remember from the last time we had the Joshua and I had the young adults at Mordovica, and it created a lot of panic because they learned every single song we had in the book in 2 days.
Right.
And so we had to come up with, stuff for them to learn. So we realized we really should, at this point now, we have so many returning campers and new campers and,
Yeah.
different.
And the word was spreading. We were getting
Right.
real people in music,
yeah.
into music.
So we were like, we
Yeah.
really do need a beginner section, an intermediate section, and an advanced section
Yes.
in the book. And each section had 6 songs.
right.
Right.
And then we'd have extras at the end.
I think that came in 2017. The bonus songs.
Well, we did Come and Sing. Come and Sing was like the bonus song. In
I
2016.
That
think we
was
had
the
one
bonus
bonus
song.
song.
And then
Come and Sing.
2017 was the year when we had like 3 or 4.
Yes. Which fun are you?
Not
Go ahead.
quite.
I will remember. Fingers
Remem-
crossed. I will remember.
remember the Come and Sing. It was Come and Sing or something like that.
Yes.
Anyway, so when we got to the kids camp, that was the first time we split up into beginners, intermediates, and advanced. I had the
Yes.
advanced with
Yes, you had 3
one
girls.
of you two.
It was me,
I think
but
it was
I don't
Abby.
remember a lot about 2016 kids camp.
That was the year. Was that the year I had 4 girls?
Yes,
That
but
were
it ended
scared
up,
to
but,
death.
but it ended up 3 because remember.
I thought that was
Right.
2017.
No,
that was the year one
2016.
kid had to go home.
Okay, yes, because
Abigail.
Abigail
actually
got sick.
we had
Got sick.
4. We had 4, and
Yeah.
3 of them. Abigail was okay.
She got sick though. That's why
I
she
know,
had to
and
leave.
she had to leave early. But
Yep.
3 of those girls would, because we had a special thing we did
Oh,
where
yeah.
you, as rewards, because you start them off with just playing with their fingers, strumming wise. So with their right hand, I had to check. Goodness, we played a game last night. Right hand. I'm like,
Right turn, left
which
turn.
right turn, left. Which
You do not want to drive with
anyway.
me. Just saying.
Don't
I
give her
know what it
directions.
is. It's just it doesn't. Anyway, so with their right hand, they would be just strumming with their thumb. Well, if they're not used to it, that kind of hurts. So motivation to get a pick
Yes.
to be able to play with the pick is to learn the songs.
Right.
So every
Yep.
song had its unique pick to come
Yes.
that you got, and so they
Yes.
would be little different colored picks with
We started
verses
that in
or
2013, didn't
something
we?
inspirational.
Yeah,
From the
every
beginning,
single
we
year.
did
Every
that.
year.
Yeah, so just fun stuff, but inspirational. Always, good reminders and stuff like that.
Yes.
On each pick, but each song would have its own pick. So,
Right.
I mean, we wouldn't have different picks for the advanced to intermediate, but
So like
the
one pick
first
was the first song
song-
in the beginner in
Yeah.
the
Yes.
advanced, and second song
Yeah.
had so on and so forth.
Yeah.
anyway, so to get a pick, you would have to learn the song and play it for your teachers.
Right.
Well, or at least one of your teachers.
Yes.
If we ever did it again, we would say both. But both your teachers at the same time. But these girls would always come to me to play their songs because they were scared to death
They
of
were,
Jacob.
and I didn't understand
like,
why.
We can't play it for Jacob. Just let us play it for you. And so I was like, okay.
It wasn't mean or anything.
No, you
Right.
weren't. I guess
No.
you were older and you were
A guy.
like a man in their man.
That's
Because
true.
he was
So,
19.
You
I
were
was
19.
19.
Yeah.
Think about it.
And I was the
I'd be
height I
scared
am
too.
now, I think, or I was
Pretty
close.
close. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I was intimidating. I don't know.
Intimidating.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So-
But yeah, I
anyway,
do
yeah, I
remember that.
yeah.
So, but they were sweet girls.
And then so you and I had the advanced. Naomi and Joshua had the intermediates.
Yes.
And
Mom had the
Mom
beginners.
had the beginners.
Mom,
Mom
and John
has
Mark.
always
Mom
had
and
the
John Mark.
beginners.
Yes.
Mama could handle the beginners very well. Okay, so fingers
Yes.
crossed, can I?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
So
And
funny
cross your
thing
fingers.
about thank you. You can take this one off. Anyway.
It's a
Moving
wonderful
Sorry.
life.
No, I almost
It's
said
a
beautiful
wonderful life. It's a wonderful life.
That's a
It's a wonderful
song.
life.
Anyway,
Oh,
about come and
no,
sing.
whatever it is.
I was like, each
Why
day-
we chose that as the bonus song was the song kind of evolved over the years because we had it in the first year
Right.
and then it became everyone's favorite song. Like Come and
Yes.
Sing was the song
It was
because
the song.
it
It
was
Funny thing is though,
fun.
it's the hardest one. It was the
Upbeat.
hardest one in the book.
exactly. But they loved it and they would always try to play it super fast. And then we used to play the ukuleles behind our heads and we would do it to entertain the kids and the campers and
Yeah.
stuff. So then they wanted to do it.
Right.
So that's
I
why we
remember
chose
that.
it as a bonus song because it was a song they could play as fast as they wanted, cleanly.
Yeah.
cleanly.
Very important. And then once they got it down, they would put the ukulele behind their head and play it. And if they could do that, they were like over the moon excited. It was really fun.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But the cool thing that happened that year with that song was finale night. John Mark, Andrea,
Was that 2016?
and Felix.
Yes,
yes,
the
yes.
two brothers. With John Mark did because that was the first year we did musical Twister.
Right.
For the
I think,
kids.
or well,
the
no.
Well,
We had done it before,
but they decided
they wanted to try
hey,
it.
Yes.
let's do 3
Oh,
ukuleles
wow.
and do come
We've
and
got a
sing
video of that.
together.
We do. All
somewhere.
right. Let me make a note of that.
But no, seriously, and they
We're
did
gonna
great.
imitate
I
them.
mean,
They
it
did.
was
It was
so
amazing.
cool to just watch them just have fun. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
Naomi,
that
I
was
might
the
have
fun
that
part.
video myself.
was,
I'll see if I
that'd
can
be
find
great.
it and give it to you.
Was just seeing those kids open up to you. Again, back to the vulnerability builds
Yep.
intimacy of you just opening yourself up to them, and in
Right.
return, them opening themselves up to you,
yes.
and
With-
just those memories.
Because
Right.
we were included in the volunteers because they were just starting that kind of program. They
Right.
hadn't, it wasn't an official program,
Yeah,
but there were volunteers. And that year was Ivanka. Yes.
Yes.
Bonnie's sister.
yes.
Yes.
From
oh yeah,
2015. She was amazing. And then
Oh, wait,
Martin.
did you say Ivanka?
Wasn't
It's
it
Ivana.
Ivanka?
Ivana.
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 Why did
Y'all
I
are
say
crazy.
Eva?
Anyway,
Because remember, it's
off
always the first
name.
syllable.
Ivana.
Yes, I know.
Pronunciation.
Anyway, Bonnie's sister, Ivana. And then Martin, who had actually seen us perform the first time at Morovice.
Oh yeah, the
That's where
Hungarian
he was from.
guy.
Yes, he was hilarious.
Oh my word.
Yes, it was those two.
I
Those were the
cannot
volunteers.
think of his-
Whoa.
See his
no.
face.
Buzz cut like
Yeah.
crazy. I'll
Yeah,
show you
yeah,
a
yeah.
picture. Anyway,
Anyway.
but
He was nuts.
So there was only like 2 or 3. There may have been a third
He was
one,
like
but I don't
Lazard
remember.
on steroids.
Yes.
Wow.
Anyway,
I
he
can't-
and Justice
man.
were like buddies the whole time. Anyway,
Oh yeah. Even though they could not talk to each other.
No, he did
That
not
is
know
so
English.
cool.
So there were like 2 or 3 volunteers. So we were included in the volunteers for the cabin groups. So
Right.
like we were with
Right.
a certain group of kids
Yes.
the whole
Yeah.
week. So like me and Issy were with Rozhenka's cabin
Oh.
like the whole time. So we did activities, we did quiet time, we did everything together.
I do remember
So that really connected us with the kids. I mean, that's why
Yes.
I think these years we remember so well, not only because we were older,
Right.
but we really started diving in deep with
Right.
the
Yeah.
kids and
Well-
not just
every,
playing,
every
but just
year, it seemed like with the new kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the returning kids, it just would get deeper and stronger and everything. The new kids, it took them till about Wednesday.
Right.
Usually.
Usually.
we
to
will get there later.
To get to be willing to get to know us and
To be
get to
comfortable with
comfortable
us
and-
weird Americans.
And this
Right.
was
Yeah.
this was also so to describe the camp for y'all, at this time everything was fairly, almost to where it is now in what would
Was
be
that
in
the year they had the
2018.
playground?
So they added the
They added the
well, the
playground
playground I think was
and
there
the
in
Gaga Ball
2015,
pit.
possibly, but
The
they
Gaga
had,
Ball pit too.
Right, they have
Oh, I love Gaga Ball.
they had the playground.
Ga-
Lopta.
Lopta.
Sorry.
Oh,
Which
wow.
is ball in Serbian, by the
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Lopta.
And then so that also, and then they also, that was the first year of the volleyball.
Yes.
Right.
The volleyball.
We played a lot of
Was that
volleyball.
I don't want to call it a
2016?
pit.
Yeah, that
it's
was
a field.
2016.
Yeah,
Yes.
or court.
Court.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
played
That's
a
what
lot
it's
of
called.
volleyball
And then I
because
think
not
also
everyone
that
could do
was the
soccer.
baseball field. that it?
No.
Or was that
That was
2017?
2017.
That was 2017.
Yeah.
Because
Never
of the
mind.
sports camp.
Oh, 2016 was also the puppies.
The puppies.
The
Oh,
puppies.
my
You
word.
don't remember?
No, that was the World Waste team.
No, that was 2017. Never
That was
mind.
2017.
We will
So,
get there.
We
We'll
will
get
get there.
there.
But
I
anyway,
have short-term memory loss.
I have no memory
Finding
of this.
Dory.
Anyway,
More
This
like
is actually long-term memory
loss.
loss.
I know. I was correcting myself.
anyway, so 2016.
happened in the
kids
past few
camp.
years.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about it. That is
That was 5 years ago.
years ago.
Right.
Oh my word.
I know, it's
Exactly.
crazy.
Okay, so moving on to teen camp. Unless
Well,
there's
Well,
No,
there
we
was
had
a concert in
concert
between.
Oh, we had a
Big
concert.
Kragujevac.
Yes, our
Yeah.
first time.
That was awesome.
Kids camp. Remind me, was
What's-
this the first? This was the first time we were overseas for 4th of July. Was this 2016?
Well, that was teen camp.
Oh, was it teen
Was
camp?
It was teen
26?
camp.
Okay, I'll save
'cause
it
that
for
was
teen
the fir-
camp.
because that was July 4th is also Darko's birthday.
Exactly.
Right. I
That
remember
was
that.
teen camp.
That was teen camp. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
Anyway,
Hold
so
that thought.
Kragujevac, we played in the city center.
Yes.
There was a ton of people there.
Yeah.
Well, there
And
was
it
a
was
s- there
they
was a,
set up a stage and everything.
Well, they didn't set it up. There was
That was
there was
already
going to be a
there?
that was already there. There was going to be a concert later that night, and Darko Srnka.
We were the opening act.
Yeah, I know, right? Darko Srnka
I don't know what band we
and
opened for.
Josh
we didn't say.
Hepner,
Yes.
I think,
Yeah,
talked to the
Yes.
guy in charge of the
Oh,
stage.
that's where the Hepners were.
Yes, the
'cause we
Hepners.
played-
Right. Okay, I
were there.
remember that.
We'll get there.
I
Anyway,
remember
so
that.
Josh and Darko Srnka
Yes.
talked to the guy who was running the stage and said, "Hey, we've got this band from America.
Mm-hmm.
They play really good music. I don't know about that, but anyway,
Decent music.
Back then,
back then it was
Georgia,
decent.
man.
It wasn't.
Pretty good music.
You better
Anyway.
get this band.
So,
right here.
would you mind letting him play? And he was like, sure. So we were I don't remember who was going to be there.
We were a couple of hours. It was a late
major,
night
like-
concert thing.
It was a major pop concert,
Thing
like
like
a major
festival,
Serbian pop
something.
festival
yeah,
thingy.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway.
so we got a
Festival
played there.
That
But-
was fun.
Yeah,
and
it was.
that's where we met like all the Hepners.
All the Hepners.
Yes.
I
Because
believe
we'd met a few
Yeah.
the
We
year
hadn't
before.
met Dane.
I
Right.
think that's
That
the
was
first year we met Dane.
Yeah.
And because Abigail Hepner, not Abby, Abigail Hepner and Darcy were
They were at
kids
too.
camp again.
Well, believe it or
And-
not, some of the Hepners were at our Kraljevo concert in 2013.
Yes,
Way back when.
Abby,
But we didn't
Abigail
know that was
and
the
Darcy
Hepners.
were. Yeah, both of them
I
were.
barely
Anyway.
remember.
So
Anyway.
that was a fun night. We got to meet a lot of cool people. There was this
Yes.
guy from France
Yes.
Really?
who actually had wanted it. It never panned out, but he wanted us to come to France,
Aw.
but it never panned out. But
Right.
he was really nice. We met some I don't know. It was just a really cool concert.
It was.
And that's when we played the Devil Went Down Georgia for the first time.
Right. And that's
Overseas.
also where we ate at our favorite place.
Yes.
in
Favorite
Serbia
Serbian
for the
restaurant.
first time.
time.
Toto Mota.
Tota.
Moto.
Moto.
It's all O's.
Did I do that?
You said ta.
Moda. Moda.
It's
What?
Totomoto.
Yes.
It's
Motu.
a little hole in the wall grill, but it is the best.
It is so good. The
It's
bread.
Right I don't remember. Is
Okay,
it's not
this
right on
was
the main drag,
pre-keto.
but it's like one street over.
Yes.
Right.
But the
It's
bread was amazing.
Oven, fire baked
Yep. Fire
Bread.
baked bread.
pita bread
I
and
think I
the
could
grill.
live without it now because I've gotten
we gotta
used.
tell 'em
I
something
was
really-
talking.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did I hurt your feelings?
No, I'm just gonna finish what I say and then
Okay.
you can go.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'd probably not miss it, but I know Nam and I eat more carnivore now, which is meat based.
Yes.
Meat based,
Basically
fat.
meat.
high fat, moderate protein, almost no carb at all. Anyway, because you're not even eating veggies.
Moving on.
We're more ketovore, but anyway, I know as a carnivore, I would totally
Oh,
devour those
Lord,
Serbian
yes.
girls
Oh my
now.
word.
I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't
right.
eat as much meat as I do now, but from where I am at now, if I went
You
to a
would have
Serbian
probably
grill,
those platters they brought out
I would
Yeah.
You would
totally
have
demolish
probably
that.
We
eaten
had put
the
down one
entire
whole of
thing
those.
Yeah.
by yourself.
I don't know
Yeah.
about
Ceva
myself.
people.
Can I just say that they really know how to salt
chicken.
their bacon over there?
Oh, they
yes.
know
Oh,
how
yeah.
to cook meat, period.
And
It
they're-
is so good.
And I've talked about the fact that I'm a meat and potato guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the fries.
Oh.
Fried
They fried
in
in
lard.
pig lard.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
man.
Yes.
That is probably
Actually-
the most healthiest way you can eat potatoes.
Funny
Right?
thing is I hated mayo, and now I know why. When I was a kid, I hated mayo.
But we never had mayo.
But no, it was
miracle.
that yucky soybean oil, canola oil crud.
Oh.
It is crap. It's okay.
Ladies
Abby.
and gentlemen, write it down.
It's
Abby
not
said
good
crap.
for you.
I can't believe you said that.
I'm rubbing off on Abby.
Anyway, Naomi. Anyway, that junk.
Your face is so red right now.
Anyway, I hated
It's
it
coming
as a
through your
kid,
makeup.
and now I know why. But going to Serbia, their mayo, that got
Their
me back
mayo-
on mayo.
Their
Yeah,
ketchup,
mayo was
great.
we
On
would
mayo.
bring back bottles of their
Well,
ketchup
they had
and
two
mayo.
types of ketchup, remember? They had
Yes.
ketchup
Pizza
and then
ketchup.
Three
pizza
actually,
And
because they had a hot
spicy.
one. They had a hot
Right.
one.
They had a spicy one, but they had a pizza ketchup, which is
Speaking of pizza
specific
For
for
pizza.
pizza.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And
Their
it's
Because they would
pizza
put
is
because they
amazing.
would put
Pizza
mayonnaise
ketchup,
and ketchup
I just
on
love
top.
pizza and ice cream, and so
Yeah.
I was in Serbian heaven.
So when they would
You were
make
in
pizza,
Period.
when they made pizza,
Yeah.
if you wanted it, not everybody wanted it, but if you wanted it, you could squirt mayonnaise and
It's actually
ketchup,
really
Yes.
good.
pizza ketchup
is
on
so
top
good,
of the
y'all.
pizza.
Yeah.
It is so good.
No, seriously,
And
we did
actually,
it.
potted meat and Serbian mayo
Yes.
is not that bad.
Yes.
Oh.
Or ketchup. Right?
Mom and
Oh.
Dad
Potted
would
meat.
not eat breakfast with us the last day of camp, and this happened every year.
Yep.
Is they would serve all the leftovers for when the
Right.
campers would leave. Anyway,
Yeah.
you take a piece of bread,
Put potted
spread
meat.
it with no.
Sorry.
butter
excuse me.
first.
Butter.
Butter first,
Actually,
then the
margarine.
potted
It was
meat.
margarine.
Or
It
is
wasn't
actually
It wasn't real
margarine.
butter.
Anyway,
Fake.
the butter spread margarine stuff first, then
Yes.
the potted meat, then
Yes.
the mayonnaise, then the ketchup,
Ketchup. It was really good.
and mustard too if they had it.
Oh, and by the way,
And Euro cream. We haven't talked about Euro cream.
Euro
No.
cream. Oh, and how
It is
about
better than Nutella, y'all.
raw honey?
Their
That's-
honey
oh,
is
good.
amazing.
And Kaimak. Kaimak.
Yes.
That is my.
We can just go on about
I
food.
know,
but hey,
we need to keep.
So
2016
Go on
was the
on.
Keep
first
moving.
time we had Kaimak.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
It was.
It is
My
so
favorite.
good. Now, if we went back to Serbia, all we'd probably eat is kaimak, meat,
Right.
cheese.
Their cheese.
Which, for
And
those who
their
don't know,
eggs.
kaimak is a Serbian way of making basically full-fat cheese.
yes,
Yes.
Is
pretty
what
much.
it
They
is.
take
It's really
heavy
good.
cream and then whip it until it's like almost cottage cheese, but not quite as
It's
clumpy.
like halfway
It's-
between
well, it's not as
butter,
salty.
cottage cheese,
And-
and full-fat
yeah.
cheese.
Yeah,
It's all
it
kind
is
of
so
something.
good.
It is
Yes.
really good.
It's really good.
Okay.
So we are at teen camp.
Teen camp.
Camp.
Yes.
Let's get back on
This
track.
year's 2016 teen camp was amazing.
It was.
It set us up for an even better year in 2017, which we will get there. But that year was the year where, Jacob, you mentioned about Wednesday, which is the third day.
Yep.
Before that, that's when everyone would settle in. The campers get used to each other because, they're kids, teens, there's some drama and people
Yes.
rubbing each other the wrong
that
way.
Wednesday night with American night, when we were having the s'mores around the campfire, William asked me and Joshua, or was that 2017? Was that 2016 or 2017?
No, it was 2015 for me. It was
Okay, it was
2016
for me.
I
Then,
totally forgot
where
about
William
that.
asked me to give my testimony.
Oh,
And
Right.
that
But I'm talking
really
about like
opened
just the camp
Yeah,
as a whole.
Yeah.
They had the
was
campfire.
by
2016
Tuesday.
Yes,
was the first
the campfire.
year
They had
at
the
campfire. That's
and
where
I
we
taught
did
them how
the-
to truly roast their
Oh,
marshmallows.
yeah.
Yes. Before we get into details, I'm giving an
Okay.
overview of how awesome the
Overview.
camp was.
Okay.
Was because, like Jacob mentioned, by Wednesday is when everyone would settle in, and usually most of the drama would go away.
Usually.
But 2016 teen camp it just went so smooth
Oh, yeah.
at Merch AFC. By the second day, everyone, all the campers were hitting it off. We were hitting it off. It was just an amazing,
Was
camp.
that the first year they had the archery range too?
possibly.
I think so.
Yes. Yes.
So
Because
they
we
had
did
it
that
on-
at kids
So-
camp and teens
Yes,
camp.
they had an archery range. Yeah, for
Anyway.
the kids, they had those suction cup arrow
Right.
things.
Yes.
For the teens, they let them
Because
use the real
I had
stuff.
Yes.
I had a funny thing we were at the archery thing, and of course, I'm not saying I'm a good archer, but I like doing it. She's not. So,
Wow.
oh my word. Okay, y'all. So the truth. I was the best shot when we were practicing for hunting that year in 2015. I didn't hit a deer though, so the nerves got to me. But
We were going.
they
bow
said I had
hunting.
good chances. No, it wasn't
No,
bow
she
hunting. It
was
was a gun.
shooting.
Oh, okay.
Rifle.
But I have a good shame.
Yeah, she has a good. She's got a good shame. Yeah.
I
Hey,
was trying to say
You've
shot
got a good
and aim.
aim.
I was
Anyway,
teasing
I
her.
haven't shot a
We're-
gun really since, so
You
I
didn't
don't know
do
how
the
I am
handgun
now.
earlier?
No,
That
I
was me.
didn't.
Haha. I was closer than Dad.
I was a little
Wow.
afraid
Yes.
to knock my ears out or something, but
How do you knock your ears out? Okay, we need to focus back
Anyway,
on
I
it.
had
back
a funny,
on
I had
Okay,
a funny
funny.
thing at the archery range thing. The funny thing about Serbians is they use American words and they don't. I
They
don't.
don't understand.
They don't
what they
understand
really mean.
that they are curse words.
It's like I don't.
Anyway,
think,
so
what's the line
one
from Princess Bride?
girl.
I don't think that means what you think.
You
it
keep
means.
using that
Okay,
word.
so
Anyway,
the
go
bad
ahead.
thing sometimes in Serbia during the camps is mosquitoes.
Oh,
Yes.
So
Oh my goodness.
one girl was telling me this. She was in Jacob in my group. One girl was telling me that she got bit on her rear, and she used the A word for the rear. And I was like, "Don't react, because she doesn't know."
Because they learn English from
That's
TV
a curse
shows,
word.
which
Yes. Which
isn't always a great
yeah.
idea.
That's not the word you want to use.
No.
Anyway, so it was the first time someone had said that word to me, like in a conversation.
Right,
so I was
right.
just like, "Don't react, Abby."
How old are you?
So
No,
yeah, she
well,
was like
and the
12.
other thing you got to
12,
understand
13.
about the non-believers, the Serbian non-believers, is that even more so than here, like they consider you not Serbian if you don't cuss.
exactly.
Right.
Really?
Really, cussing
Yes.
is a way of life in Serbia.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
If you're not
in
a believer,
certain areas,
in certain
you're not a
areas,
especially
I
in the
mean,
cities.
it's like you haven't learned Serbian until you learn a few cuss words.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it's
Wow.
very
That's
sad.
nice.
Yes.
Wow.
But
Which is why
anyway.
we were there in the first place. So,
Anyway.
all right.
So
Teen camp, special
that was at
memories.
kids camp. Anyway,
Wait.
teen camp.
That
July
was-
4th.
Was
July 4th.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
so
yeah.
at teen camp, this was our first July 4th that we
Away
spent
from home.
Right.
Right.
away from home.
yes.
That
So
was-
they did something
Yeah.
real special for us. They had
Yes.
sparklers. They played the national anthem.
Yes.
Wow.
And Donnie read the
from
Independence Day speech.
thing.
So
it was really
that was
funny.
which
For the
he
movie.
can do.
Very
Oh
really
yeah,
well.
it was great.
It was awesome.
That it really. Our family is very patriotic. We love our country. I mean, we're Christians first, but we love our country, and we've always, thought that this is the greatest country on earth.
Right.
I mean, we're not snobbish or anything like that, but we do believe that America is a great country.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so for them to take the time and
Yeah.
effort to
Yeah.
make us feel
At home.
special away from home
Yes,
on our nation's birthday.
in a different country.
Yeah.
in a different
Yeah.
country.
And
It was
didn't
really
we
cool.
also like have special music that night? Like we performed and they invited other people. The neighbors showed up. That's what happened. Okay, so the neighbors of the camp,
Right.
yeah.
they're not
'Cause one of them
American
was-
friendly. Let's
No,
just say that.
they're
But
pro-Russian.
because we were Texans, they decided to show up for the music and they loved it. So that was great.
Yeah, I think we
and
made
we got
mention of
brought we were brought a bottle of wine as a
Vodka.
present.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it
was
wasn't
it
vi-
vodka?
That wasn't,
was
it wasn't wine. It was
vodka.
rakia.
Zarakia.
It was
Oh,
rakia.
I
Yes, it
think-
was. It was
okay.
rakia.
It was the strong stuff.
It was
The good
tough
stuff, but we don't.
Like, here's
Drink.
our homemade moonshine for you. Yeah.
We were
Basically,
like,
that's what they did.
This is for you, and they give it I
to
think they
mom,
gave it to Mom.
actually.
But-
And she was like, "Oh, thank you." And then later we're like, "What are we going to do with this?" Because we're not drinking it.
No.
It was funny.
We
I think
poured
we
it
gave
out.
to-
I think
no,
we
no,
gave
no,
it to
we
the
gave
cook to use in cooking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like she
okay.
uses it to cook.
One year though,
Anyway.
funny thing with the cook, they would always have 3 meals and 2 snacks.
Right.
Yes.
And usually the afternoon snack, I usually skip the morning snack, but the afternoon snack,
Morning snack
was
usually fruit. Yeah.
Or was
dessert.
Yes.
Funny thing, this was in 2016 or 2017.
Was this
I
when
don't
you were
remember.
going gluten free and they got the special bread for you?
That was 20.
that was 2017.
Okay, come back. for
Thank
that.
you. I went to the doctor 3 times, 2015, 2016, and 2017.
Yes.
2016 was I used to have a raised freckle. We don't know what it was.
It was some kind of cystic. I don't know.
It wasn't exactly cystic. It was weird.
The good thing about it is it was right direct center in the middle of your forehead.
Abby never liked it.
Oh, at first I really wasn't bothered about it. I was okay with it. I wasn't extremely bothered by it, but I did eventually get it removed, as you can see. So if you ever see a scar on my forehead, that's because I had something removed.
You should have seen
And
it right
honestly,
after it got removed.
funny. Oh yeah, people were like, "Did you
Are
get in
you
a
okay?
knife fight or something?"
Yeah, I was.
And I was like,
off the-
"Someone slit you in the middle of your head." So like 2018, if you see me wearing a cap or you see like a raised part of my forehead, that's why. Anyway,
back to snack.
but I wanted to say that I tried to have it twice removed in Serbia, because honestly, doctor appointments are cheaper over there. Anyway, so we were like, hey, let's see if they can
Let's
do
wait
something.
till we go. Just kidding.
But I had it removed in the States, completely removed. And funny thing, I was awake for that procedure. He numbed it, but I could feel him pulling whatever it was out of my head. So
That
That's
sounds.
That's just great.
No,
I mean,
that sounds so cool, honestly. But anyway,
that
weird.
freaks me out.
That sounds so weird.
anyway,
how do you
so
feel? No, just kidding.
it was a weird feeling because it didn't
I
hurt.
feel like
It just
something's
could feel it.
missing.
You
Anyway.
could just feel like he's
He's
messing
digging
with
into my
head.
forehead. Okay, nice. Anyway, so
Anyway.
that was
You could
what
have had a
that
mirror
was
where,
the
like, you could
thing.
watch your
I had like a shot, and so for a while I wore a cap a lot,
Yeah.
because it couldn't be in the sun, and it was my forehead was swollen, and so people would ask me about it. Anyway, it's a great conversation starter among the kids, right? What's wrong with your forehead?
Oh, and that's the other thing. Serbians are blunt. I mean,
Yes.
like no filter
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all.
Okay.
The kids, especially, the kids will ask you
Well, the
or
teens
tell you
too.
something.
I remember there
The
was
kids
one.
are cute about it. The teens, not so much.
I have some special memories in 2017, but we'll wait.
Wait,
Yeah.
we are not there
I
yet.
know, because
Anyway.
2017 honestly is the one I remember the most. 2017,
Right, right,
2018.
right.
And we will
I
get
still
to
my memories
why.
are fuzzy.
Anyway.
But one snack back. This just reminds me of. I know I'm interrupting myself again, but this
You are
reminds
good.
me. I was listening to a podcast, and someone was like, and rudely interrupted one of our favorites, the Luskos. And she was like, and he was like, before I was rudely interrupted by myself. Anyway, so I've just had that thought.
That's what
Snack.
Abby does.
Anyway.
I get sidetracked.
Okay.
Snack. It was this cake, and
Yes.
they like sprinkled powdered sugar
Yes.
on it.
Usually.
No,
Usually.
I thought it was coconut. that
No,
day?
it was powdered sugar.
Oh, well, that's true. It could have been. I don't remember.
no,
Yeah.
it was powder.
But it was.
Okay.
So the
I
cake
remember.
was so on top of the cake they were supposed to sprinkle powdered sugar. The cook once mixed it up with baking soda.
Oh, I remember.
And
remember
everyone
that.
was like dumping the stuff.
It was
'cause it was-
hilarious.
I
It was
remember that.
awesome. I think it was one of my favorite dessert snacks was like a
Yeah.
poppy seed roll cake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Anyway,
My
keto,
favorite
but
was
so
ice
good.
cream.
Dragana was an amazing
yes.
cook.
The
The
Butter
only
Sweet lady.
thing
Burex,
that
my
I
other favorite
could
that's not keto.
stand was the pea salad.
Yeah.
That was awful. I mean, you just
You
not the
That's
peas,
because you don't
not
like
the peas. The peas were fine, but when it was left over, she would put the peas and
Or
potted
whatever
meat
was
or
left.
whatever
Yeah.
together, and it was like, okay.
Well,
kids would
speaking
not
of
eat it.
meal times, that was
Yeah.
another way we really got to
Sitting.
connect
Yes.
with
Yes.
the kids. their
That's when we
teens at the
started
camp.
splitting up because we didn't do that a lot.
So sometimes we would sit together, and in the later years, sometimes we were made to sit together, and that was, we'll get there in 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but our favorite was when we were able to sit with the campers. So we'd each pick out a different table, or I tried to sit with Naomi and we would both sit at a table or something like that.
Or we were pulled onto a
Um,
table.
Yes. Or you
Like,
just found
you're
the,
sitting with us.
the
Okay.
seat that was available and sat with the people who were at it. And it was just a great way to, if hopefully you sat with someone who knew English.
Yes.
If you didn't,
Hey,
it was a
look,
very
it was
interesting
it was-
conversation.
Exactly.
Well, it was a
Or
great
you
place
just
to work
sat
on
there
your Serbian.
smiling and eating your food. Anyway, for me, I didn't ever really learn Serbian. So
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
it was just, again, a great way, especially with the kids, both kids and teens, that they would open up to you, ask you weird questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what's your middle name?
And Naomi had some funny memories about girls with the food. Like, if they didn't like it, they would give it to you.
yeah.
I
or-
would eat everyone's leftovers. Again,
Yeah.
this was before keto. Because we were running around everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You were ready
anyway,
to eat
I
when
was
it time to
hungry,
eat.
and
Oh, yeah.
I would usually miss snack.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it was the second snack. I would usually miss the morning snack because that year we also spent time practicing almost every day
Yeah.
Yes.
because our music was taking off and we couldn't afford the lost time. Well,
Right.
we
lost
weren't
time of
losing
practice.
time.
No.
We
But
it
as
was
a-
time well lost.
but
Let's just say that.
Here
but
in the
we
States,
needed,
our music was taken off, and so we
Yes.
needed the extra practice
we needed
time.
to
We couldn't
exactly.
let that go.
So we
Yeah.
usually missed morning snack. So I
Yes.
was usually hungry by lunch, and lunch was that's their huge meal of the day is lunch.
Yes.
So if they didn't like something or they got full, because they're teen girls do not
Full.
eat a lot. They would anyway. And I'm over here like
Sorry.
It's like 2 bites and
I'm full. Anyway, but
That's
and
something
then
that
and then
dies
if you're at a guy
American
table, they're
justice.
taking food
Oh,
from the
Lord.
girls' table because all these teen guys eat a ton.
oh Lord!
Are y'all gonna
If
eat
you're
that?
gonna eat-
Are you
If
gonna
you're
eat
gonna
that?
sit at the guys'
Thank you.
table, when
We better
Joshua
grab
and I-
meat
Oh, you
before
better
it-
grab it, or it's gonna be gone.
Or it's gone. Like
It
that.
is gone.
Anyway, so if they were full, I would eat all the extra food, and I ate with my fingers. Usually,
That freaked
Oh,
him
they
out.
funny.
they eat lunch
They
meat
eat
with a
lunch
fork.
meat with
But
a
you know,
knife
like,
and
I'll
fork.
never forget. Dory was doing that. She was like cutting like a piece of ham lunch meat.
One
with
piece
a
of
knife,
lunch meat,
and
I'm
I
like,
looked at her
"What
and
are
I
you
said,
doing?
"What are you doing?"
It's like paper
She's like,
thin.
I'm like, you just eat it, and I picked it up and went, and she was like, okay. I'm like,
so we're
and the best one was when they would try to. When it was like drumsticks or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, just pick it up
Pull
and
the
eat it like
meat
this.
off.
And they're all looking at me like,
Yes.
Whoa.
So if we had a messy meal, okay, I would obviously eat the soup or something
Well,
with a
duh,
spoon.
yeah.
But if it was meat, bread, anything, I would eat with my hands. So that was funny because they're looking at me like,
What are
okay,
you doing?
yeah.
you're weird.
Exactly.
And then some of them actually learned and started eating with their fingers.
Yeah.
Instead of spending 5 minutes cutting with
So,
their, it was
anyway,
funny.
Now,
we better get moving
Yeah, we
on
better.
because
Yeah.
after
it'll be
teen
3
camp,
hours.
we
No,
had.
Well, we mentioned the campfire, and I wanted to. That was the first year, right?
yes.
The big
Yeah.
bonfire, and
Yeah.
we would sing. That was my favorite
Oh,
night because we would
yes.
sing.
Oh,
It
yes,
wasn't
around
just
the
like
campfire.
evening devotion. It was more like a worship night.
Well,
where we
because
would
Jacob
sing
and
a
I
lot
would
of
bring
music.
the guitar,
Yeah.
and we would just break out into different songs, and that was
It was
I
so
have
nice.
2 more things about teen camp.
Okay.
One is a question.
okay.
Was 2016 was the first year we did Song of Hope, right?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
it was.
because of the CD release party.
And Naomi sang Song of Hope. No, that was
No,
2017.
no.
CD
That was
release
2017.
party was 2017. But I
Don't
think-
listen to me.
20
I know nothing.
But
But we sang it
2016,
in
we still
2016.
sang the song
2016.
because it was after we learned.
Oh, it was in
For
the
those
book.
of you who
Just
know
as-
our
yeah.
music, real well, we do play a Song of Hope. It's one of our favorites, and we've actually been doing it a long time.
Yes.
And actually, fun fact, Naomi used to sing the song. So it used to be Naomi singing, I would sing harmony with her. I actually used to play the bass on that song too. So wow. Fun fact.
Abby can play bass. No,
I
I'm just
can.
kidding.
Fun fact. I don't care.
Wow.
Haha. That's going to be my shirt.
What's the second
kidding.
thing?
Anyway,
No, but
so
that song.
didn't we do the flashlights 2016?
I don't remember.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Flashlights.
no. Oh, I know what you're talking
Was
about.
that
was
2017?
2017.
Okay, you'll stay
with
tuned.
the storm?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
Nope, that was 2016.
When the
The
big storm.
The storm.
When they
was-
used all the
And we
camera
lost
flashlights, that was
power.
2017.
That was 2017.
That was 2017.
Yes, because it was teen camp.
It was teen
And
camp,
that was
and it was
like
first.
the best teen camp.
Okay. But 2016 was when we had those really bad thunderstorms.
Yeah,
and
when
remember
William
we
had
were
to-
under the pavilion.
William
under
had
the
to
awning,
hold the
and
awning.
Maveen
Yes.
was playing the drum. You remember Maveen?
was that 2016
That
or
was 2016,
2017?
but I do
2016.
remember the 2017, the flashlight. I forgot about that.
Okay, see, the fun
Anyway.
thing also, Mama is such an illustration teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I think this was at kids camp
When
Say
with
it.
the
the
Yeah, go ahead.
thunderstorm.
thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
it
they
was.
had an awning. It was a new thing that they put tables under. So that
Because they
rolled
it.
in and out. So they rolled it out with it's an electrically rolled it out. Abby, get to the point. Anyway. And so they could have extra shaded table space.
Right.
So 2016 was again some really bad thunderstorms, and we once the power went out.
Yes.
And
We're just
you
communicating.
might need to do a 5-part
Wait,
series.
just might. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, because we were talking so much about it, but hopefully y'all are enjoying this.
I know we're enjoying this, bringing back up old memories.
20
We will move faster, I promise. Go ahead.
maybe.
Try.
We make no promises. Anyway,
This was the
thunderstorm,
longest
power
trip.
went out,
True.
and power went out.
Yes,
It
the power
did.
went out.
And of course, the thunderstorm, it's kids, a lot of little kids, and, just like freaked out because they couldn't go back to the cabin because the teachers didn't want the kids walking through the rain because it was
Right.
raining.
It was
really
raining
hard.
really hard, and there was a lot of lightning and,
And
thunder.
so William, y'all know William and Tabitha.
Yes.
He had to hold on to the awning.
The wind,
so
it
it
was
would
really
there was
not.
so much water
There was so much
Yes.
water,
on
wind.
it too.
They didn't want,
and we
it
lost power,
to
so we couldn't roll
break.
it back in.
exactly.
So
And
had
we
to
didn't
use
want
the
it to
broom
break.
So
Yes, I
poke it
remember that.
to-
during
get all the
the
water off of
rain, we started singing songs. So Mom just let's sing, and so she got William to help her.
Right.
Tabitha,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
did
remember all who's-
because we banged on the table.
Yes, we banged on the table. Just had fun with those kids.
Yeah.
Got their minds off the storm and just about singing through the storms in life, rejoicing
Yeah.
even in the storms, and just
Yes.
that picture, that real life picture that we were able
Yeah.
to help those kids see, and
Yes.
just again a beautiful memory from that camp. Second thing,
Yes.
Wait, that
was
That was just the first thing?
yeah, that was just my first.
It's
one.
okay. Go ahead.
I was-
Go ahead.
Second thing, I wanted to share something about Jacob's testimony that I think I've told him before, but not personal. I've mentioned it in family meetings.
Okay.
Jacob's testimony was about guarding his heart. And he mentioned one thing about, a lot about guarding his heart. I'm not saying that was the full thing, but a lot about that and how he gave a visual of, if I were to give little bits of my heart away
Yeah.
to put the heart as a picture of like a piece of cake, a whole cake. And you want to be able to give that whole cake to your wife.
Right.
And instead of just cutting it in pieces and giving one piece to this girl and then moving on to the next girl and give one piece to that girl, so that saving his heart for the right one and for marriage. And
I remember that.
you
Sad
know,
thing is, I haven't really lived that up, but that's a story for another time.
But
But it spoke to a lot of the teens there. I remember
Yes. That's
that
what I wanted
they
to
talked
say.
to mom, right?
That's what I wanted to say is Dory, she and I became really good friends, especially in 2018. And she has told me that you giving that picture of saving your heart, saving your body, saving your love for the right one has really convicted her heart. She is after that, she was like, I'm not dating until the right one comes along. I'm going to stop having those crushes until stop giving into those crushes.
Those feelings happen, but not to obsess over them.
Yes.
And
that was ever since then. That was what gave her the determination to be like, I want to give my whole heart to my husband.
Yeah.
And so I just think
really
that's
cool.
beautiful that again, back to those seeds planted. Anyway,
Yeah,
I wanted to share
really
that
cool.
with you.
So we are splitting this
Again.
because it went long.
We just
So,
can't help it.
Thank y'all for listening
Having
to
so much
part
fun.
1 of part 2.
2.
We'll figure out how the parts work. Anyway,
I don't know
thank
how this is
y'all
gonna work.
so much for listening and watching. If you're a part of the fam club, thank y'all. We love y'all.
Well, actually, they'll
We're
get to see
waving
the
at y'all
whole
right
thing.
now. Yes. So, as always, subscribe to hear the rest of the stories that we have about our mission trip, however long this takes. Also, share with your friends. Let us know that you listened. You can share this via the share button. I'm going to give you a little tutorial. You can hit the share button and then you can copy the link to share. You can post it directly to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram stories.
Please
So
do.
make sure you tag us so we know that you shared.
Yes.
That would mean the world. We love y'all. And as always,
Peace, love, fam.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions or standard of the family Sowell.
Have a lovely day.